So into the arena steps the undefeated professional Rosmen Brito. 34 years of age, he brings a perfect professional record to the boxing ring. 11 fights, 11 wins, 9 of them coming inside the distance. Making his debut pretty late on in boxing terms, in July of 2021, but he's been fighting at a regular clip since that time and has racked up 11 wins out of 11, fighting outside of his native Venezuela for the first time tonight.
А сейчас добро пожаловать в золотой угол ринга, представляющий Кубу. Please welcome to the gold corner from Cuba, Lenar PEREZ.
His opponent is another undefeated professional, the sublimely talented Lenar PEREZ from Cuba. Brings to the ring a perfect record, 12 fights, 12 wins, 12 of those wins coming inside the distance. No man has made it through to the final bell. Incredibly talented operator, and he sets about his opponent in a hurry. 2 first-round knockouts on his record, acquired during the course of that 100% KO ratio. Actually resides in Russia. There's the man from Cuba. We get the official introduction.
За титулы чемпиона WBA Asia Middle East и WBA Fedelatin в первом тяжелом весе. This fight is scheduled for 10 rounds in cruiserweight division for the WBA Asia Middle East and WBA Fedelatin titles. Sanctioned by the WBA supervisor Orhan Mukhtarov, Azerbaijan. Our 3 referees judging at ringside are Galip Abiyev, Anar Nagdiev, Emin Gurban Aliyev, all from Azerbaijan. Your timekeepers, Farhad Rakhmanov, Rovshan Gadirov, Azerbaijan. Third man at the ring will be giving the instructions, Anar Babanli, Azerbaijan. Итак, представляю участников этого боя. И первый боксера в черном углу ринга. Ему 34 года, рост 193 сантиметра, вес 88,7 килограмма. Его безупречный рекорд насчитывает 11 боев, 11 побед, 9 ярких побед нокаутом. Чемпион Венесуэлы среди любителей. Действующий чемпион WBC Latino в бриджервейте. Introducing first in the black corner, he stands 100 centimeters tall. He weighed in 89.7 kilograms. His record a perfect one, 11 fights, 11 wins, 9 big wins by knockout. Venezuela amateur champion, WBC Latino bridgerweight champion from Caracas, Venezuela, Rosmen Brito. Его сопернику в золотом углу 26 лет, рост 195 сантиметров, вес 90,4 килограмма. 4-кратный чемпион Кубы среди молодежи, не знающий поражений профессионал с устрашающим рекордом 12 боев, 12 побед, все 12 нокаутом. Он представляет Maceo, Cuba. And his opponent across the ring, wearing white with gold. He stands 195 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 90.5 kilograms. He's 4-time Cuban youth champion with sensational record consisting of 12 fights, 12 wins, all 12 by knockout. Representing Maceo, Cuba, introducing the hard-hitting Lenar PEREZ.
So there a look at the tail of the tape between these 2 undefeated cruiserweight boxers. Perfect KO ratio for the man coming out of the gold corner, and an 82% KO ratio for the man coming out of the black corner. So highly unlikely that this one is going to go the distance. It's scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds, and it's for a WBA regional title. We're underway. 2 undefeated cruiserweights, each capable of taking their men out inside the distance, facing off for a WBA regional title, Asia Middle East title, and a Federal Latin title. The man wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold is Venezuela's Rosmen Brito, the man who has just scored with a right cross over the top out of that orthodox stance. He's from Cuba, but actually lives in Vladikavkaz in Russia, and that is Lenar PEREZ. He's 26 years old. You can see that he is patiently operating out of the space of ring center. You can see active with his hands is Brito. Moving clockwise to his left, could be walking on to that right hand of PEREZ, who in addition to his 100% KO ratio, there's a beautiful left jab, and again followed by a right cross to the body from PEREZ. But he's also shown the ability to rally during the course of contests. Has PEREZ, and there's a beautiful right cross landed around the temple or the ear of Brito. Those are the shots that can disrupt equilibrium, and straight punches being thrusted out by Brito, but they're coming back in a circuitous fashion. They're not getting back to the on-guard position. There's a solid right cross landed from PEREZ during that exchange. It was the sharper of the shots that landed almost simultaneously. And again, PEREZ has found his range immediately as Brito, straight shot successes of his own in between the defenses of PEREZ. PEREZ with a corkscrew right followed by a looping left, but showing wonderful poise in the face of the fire that's coming in his direction. Beautiful right hand, and it stiffened the legs of Brito and sent him tottering backwards. My goodness, that was defense to offense in a flash from Lenar PEREZ. Pivoting at the waist, performing the salute, putting his gloves up to his temple, and then coiled from that defensive posture with a right cross that landed flush against Brito. There's another right hand left hook, and he's dipped the knees of Brito once again. Right uppercut and another left hook, and Brito on legs that are unsteady, but he's continuing to try to demonstrate that offense, the best form of defense, because he's letting his hands go. His chin is an open target because his hands aren't bracketing his head. Walking his man down on the sound of the 10-second clapper is PEREZ, as another right hand lands twice in quick succession, and it deposits Rosmen Brito on the canvas. He may well be saved by the bell, but he's going to have to beat the count in the first order of business, and I'm not sure he's going to do so. No, he gets up, he's been knocked down twice by the same shot, and a first round KO by Lenar PEREZ sees him maintain his 100% KO ratio. An absolutely scintillating display of sharp shooting offensive skills by Lenar PEREZ, who stood toe-to-toe with Rosmen Brito. And in this battle of knockout artists, it's the man from Cuba who has come out on top. Terrific sharp shooting. There's Brito having his own successes, but there's a right hand from PEREZ that stiffened his legs, and when he emerged from that stiff-legged stance, they were unsteady, and the second right cross sent him down to the canvas. He gamely tried to make it back to his feet, but he simply could not muster the coordination to regain control of his senses and get back upright. Nothing wrong with the man's competitive spirit, but simply having no control of his motor skills whatsoever. A terrific performance by Lenar PEREZ, who has now made it 13 fights, 13 wins, 13 KO victories. He has claimed that WBA regional title and maintained his perfect knockout clip. And Rosmen Brito, with a look on his face as though he does not know what has hit him. but it was the repeated sharp shooting successes of Lenar PEREZ that brought about his demise in the opening round. What a performance. And good to see that Brito appears to be okay, just having his gloves removed as we take another look. Again, in the midst of a trade-off, a left hook landed by Brito in what could well have been a last roll of the dice. But two right crosses landed in quick succession, sent him down to the floor on his haunches. Unable to beat the count, and a first-round knockout secured by Lenar PEREZ, the third first-round knockout in the biggest fight of his career to date. Here at this IBA Champions Night event in Baku.
Дамы и господа, рефери боя Анар Бабанли остановил поединок на отметке 2 минуты и 53 секунды стартового раунда. Referee Anar Babanli has stopped the contest in round 1. Your winner by knockout, a new WBA Asia Middle East and WBA Fedelatin Cruiserweight champion from Cuba, Lenar PEREZ!
So Lenar PEREZ, all smiles, as he's declared a first round KO victor. He's got that WBA regional title strapped proudly around his waist. We anticipated that given the knockout ratios of these two undefeated cruiserweights, that this one wasn't going to go the distance, but my goodness, it ended in a blink. Lenar PEREZ, now 13 wins out of 13. And experiencing defeat for the first time as a professional is Rosmen Brito. Thankfully, he appears to be okay, not too badly hurt. His pride will be dented, but hopefully he can come again and get back onto a winning track. But there is the victor, and the spoils of victory strapped around his waist. Terrific sharp shooting skills demonstrated at mid and short range by Lenar PEREZ. Content to punch when his opponent is punching, and he used that sublime skill set to secure a first round KO victory and that WBA regional title. What a performance.